Hello guys, welcome to the next video on JavaFX tutorial for beginners. In the last video we have seen what are properties in JavaFX and how to use properties in JavaFX. Now in this video we will see what is binding and how to use binding in JavaFX, and we will see how to use specifically unidirectional binding in JavaFX. So first of all, what is binding? So JavaFX property binding allows you to synchronize the value of two properties so that whenever one of the property changes, the value of other property is also changed or updated automatically, right? So for binding, you need to have properties. Now there are two types of binding. One is unidirectional binding, which we are going to see in this video, and other is bidirectional binding, which we will see in the next video how to use it. So let's get started and see how unidirectional binding works in JavaFX. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the last video code which I have shown you in the last video. So in the last video we have created this class in which we have created the number property, and we have set the getter and setter for this property, and we have created an extra function to access this property, right? And in the controller what we were doing is whenever we click the button, it was changing the property, and as a result it was displaying the number on the label, right? So just we will continue from the last video. So if you haven't seen the last video, just see it and use the same code in this video. Okay, now what we are going to do first is we will open our main.fxml file. I have already opened it, and in the last video we have used a label and a button. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the controls and I'm going to use one more button here. So this button I'm going to use to increment the value, and second button I'm going to use to decrement the value. And let's say we are going to use ProgressBar in this video, and I will show you how you can use ProgressBar and let's say progress indicator also. Progress indicator and ProgressBar almost works in a similar fashion, so you can see both at the same time how they work. Okay, so just take a progress bar and a progress indicator. Now go to the properties of this progress bar, for example. So click here, properties, and the first property here is progress, right? Now when you increase this slider, you can set the initial value to this progress bar, and this progress bar works from 0 to 1. Okay, so the maximum limit is 1 and minimum is 0 by default. So whenever you set your bar at the middle, it will be 0.5, right? Same works the progress indicator, so it works between 0 and 1, and when you slide the slider to 50%, it will show the 50% on the progress indicator. Okay, so let's see how we can manage these indicator and progress bar using these buttons. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some ID to this progress bar and progress indicator. So go to the code and select your progress bar, and for example the ID is PB for progress bar, and select progress indicator, and the ID I'm going to give it is PI for progress indicator. Okay, so progress bar is PB and progress indicator is PI. And one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a method here. So I have already created this button click method in the last video. I'm going to create one more method, for example button to click method, which I'm going to create in this video to decrement the value. Now save your fxml file and then go to your project and refresh your project here. And now in here, first of all, we will declare the variables for progress bar and progress indicator. So inside your main controller.java class, just declare these two variables, which are progress bar and progress indicator, right? And this must be same which you have given in fxml file. So we have given for progress bar pb and progress indicator pi id, right? And just add the import for progress bar and progress indicator. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to take our progress bar variable and then we will call a method called progress property on it. And to bind the progress property to any other property, we use a method called bind. So just call a method called bind on it, and then it takes the property as an argument. Okay, so we already have created in our myNumber.java class this function which is number property. So just copy this number property function name and then go here and take your myNumber class object, which was myNum, and then call this number property here. So what this code is doing, it's binding the property of the progress bar to the property of this number class. Okay, and it's doing it in one direction. So whenever the value of my number changes, the progress bar will be changed accordingly. Okay, and the same we are going to do with progress indicator. So just copy the same code but just change this variable name here. Next, what we are going to do is we have already created this button click event for this button, which is button 1, and now we are going to create the second method for the button 2. Okay, and we have named the method for the button 2 here. You can see here we have named it button 2 click. Okay, so just give the same name here, and in here we are going to subtract from the value of the number. Okay, so because progress bar limit is in between 0 and 1, so what we are going to do is we are going to increment the value by 0.1. so 0.1 we will increase whenever we click this button, and we will decrement the value, so minus 0.1. Okay, so we will decrement by 0.1 and we will increment the value by 0.1. And let's change the text of these buttons so it will be clear that this is positive and this is negative button. So just select your button and go to the property, and let's change it to plus symbol and the other to minus symbol. Okay, and save your fxml file and refresh your project in Eclipse and save all of your code and run it now. So our app is running now. So first of all, I'm going to just click this positive button and let's see what happens. So whenever I click this, it's increased by 10% or 0.1. Okay, once again 0.1, and you can see the value in the label here, right? So it's increasing 10% at a time, and whenever you click this negative button, it's going to decrease the value in the progress bar and the progress indicator. So this is how unidirectional binding works in JavaFX. And why it's called unidirectional binding? Because whenever we change the value using this button, the progress bar progress changes, but opposite is not true here. So we can't change the value or any properties in the button whenever we change the progress bar, right? It's only one directional. So whenever you click the button, it increases or decreases the value in the progress bar, but you cannot make it bi-directional because you cannot set any value to the progress bar or progress indicator. And this is exactly what we are going to see in the next video, how we can achieve the bi-directional binding in JavaFX. So stay tuned and please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.